Hello and welcome once again to Real Estate Reality, the live stream with your friends Joe and Darren over at Urban Hillsides Real Estate. Thanks for joining us again. Darren, I haven't had one drip of coffee, but I'm just, I don't know.
What? Oh, yeah. Man. I can drink coffee like all the way into the night and just go straight to sleep.
Really?
Yeah, has no impact.
That's how Gab is.
Yeah.
Doesn't matter, huh?
I don't understand the Constitution component, but if I drink too much, I get dehydrated, and that part sucks.
Yeah. Well, look, guys, we're going to jump into it. We're going to talk about millennial buyers and some of the sacrifices and some of the tactics and new ways they're thinking about getting into the real estate market. And then we're going to do our usual, right? The solds of the last week that we feel are interesting. Also, the new actives in the last 7 days. And we're out. It's 1 hour of fun. And we're done. All right.
Wow. That's it, Joe. You got to phrase that one. 1 hour of fun and we're done. All right.
Got to remember these things. You're right. Yeah. All right. Well, let's do some legal stuff. Darren Hubert and Joe Cloninger are real estate agents at Avenue 8 under the Urban Hillsides brand. All opinions expressed by Urban Hillsides or guests on this video are solely their opinions and do not reflect the opinions of Avenue 8. You should not treat any opinion expressed by Urban Hillsides as a specific inducement to make a particular investment or follow a particular strategy, but only as an expression of Urban Hillsides team's opinions. This video is for informational purposes only. All right. So let me bring up this video. Let's see. Okay. Share it.
I'll start by saying, where I picked up this video, and maybe, I don't know, last year, I think it was last year, I switched over to Spectrum, and I'm not promoting any cable provider one way or the other. But I will say, there's one thing I have liked. When you turn on the TV for Spectrum, it goes straight to their news channel, which is Channel 1, and it's a lot of hyper-local news. With some very good journalists, some great, boots on the ground stories, man. Very connected, very about what's happening, very connected to city council, and I've enjoyed that very much so. Yeah.
I've been curious to watch it. As you're saying, even the local channels like CBS, ABC, they get to a certain point, but there certainly aren't news weeklies, which I used to be part of, to talk about the local stories, to talk about the hyper-local stuff, the stuff that doesn't necessarily, drive commercial ad dollars, but are still very important to the locals here. So that's awesome, man. I'm not going to get Spectrum, but...
yeah, okay.
All right. Well, we do have it here. It's a video that we're going to discuss later, but it talks about some local buyers, millennials, Mia and Leonard. Let's see how they're attacking the real estate market.
Right, it's about a 2-minute video, I think it is. Yeah.
Right now, the property market in Los Angeles is extremely competitive, and some people say it's because a new generation has entered the market, millennials. I'm Chase Beach in Encino, where I heard from one young couple who are looking at this house and others and say they're willing to do whatever it takes to get their foot on the property ladder. They might be young, but Maya Bernstein and Leonard Borohoff are focused on the future. The 26 and 28-year-old are newly engaged, but for them, the next step in their relationship isn't a wedding. It's buying a house.
I kind of just felt like, I don't know if this is worth it. And I was like, I would much rather use whatever money we would spend on a wedding for a home.
Maya's a tech recruiter and Leonard's an attorney, and before COVID, the couple were renting an apartment downtown, but say the pandemic changed their outlook.
I was always going to work from home, but then now you were working from home, and it just made a lot more sense for us to have 2 dedicated, work from home spaces.
But in Los Angeles, buying a property often requires sacrifice and lots of saving. The average cost of a house in LA County is over $700,000. So during the pandemic, they moved here to Maya's parents' guest house where they could live rent-free and started seriously saving.
We have a joke, like every time she spends some like little like gum, like literally, I'll just quietly say like, say bye to housey, like something like that as a joke, because we know how much and how hard we've been saving.
And saving, even on those little things, is important, says Richard Green. He's director of USC Lusk Center for Real Estate and monitors the housing market closely.
And what we can see is house prices have gone up by an insane amount, almost 16% nationally.
He says part of the reason why prices are so high is because previous generations are staying in place.
And in California, we have a law that encourages that behavior. It's Proposition 13, which basically limits how much property taxes can go up on your house so long as you live in the house. The most they can go up in a year is 2%. And what that means is houses that in years past would have freed up aren't getting freed up.
So when houses like this one in Encino become available, Maya and Leonard start looking quickly. According to CoreLogic, a property analytics site, people in their late 20s made up 79% of all first-time home buyers last year. Their real estate agent, Kevin Stewart, says the mix of less housing and more people trying to buy is creating a squeeze.
I think the market frenzy is definitely due to young millennials buying into the market. Anything in what I would call a first-time home buyer's price range it's selling within a week and a half every time.
It means the search for a house can take a long time.
I would say in this market, and my clients here can tell you, we're probably submitting like 15 to 20 offers before you really get one.
But this couple say they're not giving up. For Maya and Leonard, buying a house is more than a purchase. It's the start of their next chapter.
But we are going to keep looking.
Few years, we do also want to start a family. Like, one of the things that we look at in a house is like, is it going to be enough space for at least for one plus one? Until we get to that point, it feels like our life is kind of in like a hiatus.
So they'll keep searching and saving. Part of the next generation working to find a footing in California real estate.
All right. Well, there's the traditional way we used to do things, and then there's Leonard and Mia. And others.
Sure. You know, I think it's in many cases, particularly in the inner city, it's an educated generation in the millennials often, but they also understand the financial struggles they face just entering the market with the cost of housing, and the sacrifice they're making is focusing on getting a home to bring financial stability, which I think, you know, once you're there and established, reduces stress. It makes it much easier to plan other things in your life. If you start having things happening in your life, and there's no right or wrong way, it's an individual choice. But if you start having things happening and having kids and, you know, job changes, and it, you know, at what point do you pause and say, wait, we need to buy a house? It's so much easier to save when you're younger and sacrifice. It gets harder to save when you get older.
Yeah. Well, I think too the reality of, and it's great to see people doing this, but you know, I think there was a time, of course, where you could have the big wedding, and then their parents would help you, you know, get the home and all that.
Right.
But first things first, let's get the home. Let's have a nice wedding, but nothing crazy like before. And yeah, it's a trip, man. It's a trip.
The other
I didn't get my first home until I was somewhere in my 30s, so they're well ahead of it in my head, you know.
Right. And there's a lot of things in that story that I'd love to talk about, and I think we're going to turn this into a couple episodes as well. But the other component I will point out is that this is another option where parents are helping, right? We're used to hearing maybe there's cash on the table, maybe there's co-borrowing, there's a variety of things. But in this case, parents have a space where the kids could live. And they're, you know, what an amazing thing to actually empower them to save their own money and for them to do it and make that sacrifice at a young age to get in the door. So the parents aren't, I don't know if they're putting up any money, but in this story it sounds like they're providing a house at no charge so you can save all your money to go buy your own house. And that's awesome, man. Yeah.
Okay, so for you millennial buyers out there, you're not alone. We certainly have some millennial buyer clients that are going through this pain. You know, we have one, for instance, right, who we were looking for maybe 6 months or so, she's getting a big bonus at the end of the year, and she's setting it off.
Right, that was her way to find more cash. She just had to wait for that cash flow to come in. Yeah. Yeah.
Okay, well, great. As we said, we'll talk a little bit more about that, probably starting next week. And yeah, good stuff. Okay, we're done with this. Let's move on to solds. And when we talk about solds, it's about top picks in two ways. A seller win or a buyer win. And then another category we have is just some interesting solds that happened in the last 7 days. So let me jump into that email. Let's see.
Well, you find that, Joe. I'm going to point out at least one other thing from that segment. Yeah. And anyone who watched this is going to say, of course you like that. I like that they're using an agent. And, you know, there is so much to unpack and understand in a real estate process. People feel empowered by the tools that are out there today, particularly millennials who are used to digesting and processing all those dynamics. But for the millennials that we've worked with, they're just clearly, for anybody we work with, unless you've purchased homes multiple times, there is so much involved that you wouldn't even know you're missing unless you had an agent. I will say this. If you feel like you've got it under control, like go look at a property with an agent. And don't want to discriminate, but I'm not talking about a salaried agent who doesn't work on commission, because that's a 9 to 5. You know, I know they work outside of those hours, but you know, an agent who's out there figuring out how to deliver good things to continue to stay in business is somebody who's going to find more tools to make the process better for you and get you a better house.
Well, you know, we've said it many times, but it's true. You know, the Walmartization of real estate really doesn't serve individuals. And unfortunately, a lot of people understand this after they've bought their home, because they've had to go through so many troubles and toils to get there, but it's too late. So.
But what always gets me is that they really don't even understand what they missed or what they could have gotten, and that is what it's like today. You know, there's online lawyers, there's everything you can do without a professional. There is, and it's not like I don't understand that and even sample it at times. But in the end, it's an enormous decision, and you should get some advice.
Yep. Okay. Well, let me share the screen again, and let's see, and tab. Okay. So we're going to first start off with a seller win. At least that's what I think. It is 5015 Eagle View Circle. It listed at, let's see, $1,850,000. The sold price, $2,550,000. That's a $700,000 increase. So let's see what somebody purchased here. Oh. Oops. Okay, this is 5015 Eagle View Circle. This is in Eagle Rock, and 3-bedroom, 4-bath, 2,846 square feet of living space. Sold for $2,550,000. List price, again, $1,850,000. Took 15 days on the market, and nice sized lot, 11,188 square feet. This was originally built in 1941. You can see remodeled well for today's world. And this was brought to us by Joe Reichling and Bonnie Bryant. And on the buying side, Vanessa Yan. So congratulations to all. Now, was it worth spending another $700,000, Darren?
Well, I think it was underpriced. Yeah, it's hard to say that at 185, at least what we're used to on this side of town. It's got a lot of really nice features and
Yep.
nice flow. You know, the property has flat yard. It has views. I would honestly say the only thing it lacks in this price range is a pool, but it's got a lot going for it. The upper decks go all the way down to outside. It's got an open kitchen. It's got some real architectural value and some very good square footage, and what looks like some privacy from the photos that we can see with views.
Yeah.
So,
I have to say, really good decisions all around in terms of the staging, using some of the old parts of the home and renewing what needed to be renewed. Overall, again, really nice presentation, a lot of good decisions.
yeah, a little bit of an '80s flair in there, and we complain a lot about '80s, but gosh, just a little bit of it done just right definitely works, and they used it there well. Yeah.
Yeah, look, like they kept that door. It's a great door. Yeah, don't get
Yeah, well, the arch around the fireplace, the rounded outside corner specifically, is what stood out to me.
Okay. Good one. All right. Next, let's go to. Let's see. Darren, are you there?
I'm here, man.
All right. Real quiet. Let's see.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. So this is 4470 Beauvoir Avenue. Let's see. It started at $1,589,000 and finished out a sold price of $2,025,000, a $436,000 increase. So let's see what happened here. Certainly the theme is very high ceilings, at least in these first two. Let's see. All right, so this is in Mount Washington area, 4470 Beauvoir Avenue, 3-bedroom, 2-bath, 1,445 square feet of living space, sold for $2,025,000. Good size lot again, 11,540 square feet. Days on market 12. And started at $1,589,000. Original build year was 1924, and this is brought to us by Anthony Stellini, Sherry Rogers, and Alyssa Ritt, and on the buying side, Alex Quaid at the agency. So congrats to all.
Yeah, charming house. It looks to flow well. In my opinion, not the house we just looked at, but it also sold for substantially less.
Right.
The open ceilings are very nice, and that's older wood that you're looking at on the ceiling, which has a nice, deep, rich color to it. So, yeah, it's $2 million for a 1,500 square foot house.
Yeah. Wow. Okay. Well, once again, seller win. Very nice presentation. All right. Okay, next is 5437 Dahlia Drive. And this started at a list price of $1,699,000. Sold price $1,931,000. And let's take a look. Let's see here.
We looked at this when it came out, when it was an active listing.
Did. Bear with. Okay. Oh, yeah. It had that kind of Frankenstein mid-century and then this in the front. That's right. Okay. 5437 Dahlia Drive. And this is a 2-bedroom, 4-bath. 2,814 square feet, sold for $1,931,000. It's on a 7,919 square foot lot. Took 11 days on the market to sell. originally at $1,699,000. Original build year 1926. And this was listed by Ryan Judd and Tracy Doe. And on the buying side, Jen Behar and Teresa Fuller. Wow.
Yeah, the photos, it's hard to, you have the Spanish style with the Spanish roof, but when you look around through the photos, it looks like there's some generational remodeling, some 1980s elements. It's an example of being able to pull together an eclectic delivery, not all with a singular style, which is something that we tend to do frequently. So room by room, I'm not completely wowed by any of the spaces, but the overall space might have a very good cohesion. It has an outdoor pool. It's in a great neighborhood.
Yeah, yeah.
And it's good square footage.
Yeah, and when I looked at 2-bedroom, and then I saw that back pool house or ADU, I was like, oh, okay. There's more.
Well, it's 2,800 square feet. It's
That's huge.
huge. Yeah.
Okay. Good stuff. Now let's move to, let's see, buyer wins. Let's see. So we will go to 4315 Reynold Street. Now this started at a list price $899,000, and it sold at $874,625. So below, see, $24,375 was the difference. Okay, trying to get there. Let's see. There it is.
This is one of those cliffhangers that looks like patio living only. Really can't do a lot with the hillside. It makes for nice views often. It looks like it does here as well.
So 4315 Reynold Street. This is in El Sereno. 3-bedroom, 3-bath, 1,786 square feet of living space. Sold at $874,625. Small lot, 3,277 square feet of living space, and originally built in 1994. Days on market, 110. And again, this started first at $939,000, chased it down to $899, and then again chased back down to $874,625. So a little bit of a battle here.
Yeah, I mean, it's decent square footage and in an acceptable neighborhood, but with a small lot, as you mentioned.
Yeah.
Could use some upgrades. Cabinets could have used some painting. That red tone really.
That kitchen, yeah.
Yeah.
All right.
So yeah, buyer win for sure.
Yep. Listed by Mike Antonelli and let's see, and then the buying side, Lorena Costino and Thomas Serra. So congrats to all. Okay, the next one is 301 North Reno Street. Get up here. So this started at $1,150,000, and it was lowered by $25,000, $1,125,000. So let's see what happened here. So this is 301 North Reno. North Reno Street. This is Echo Park. 4-bedroom, 2-bath, 2,040 square feet of living space. Again, sold $1,125,000. Lot 3,001 square feet. 2005 it was built. Days on market, short, 8. And it listed originally at $1,150,000. This is brought to us by Ben Braxick, Open Door Brokerage, and Ethan Erickson. And again, this started at $999,000, chased it down to $877,625. So over at Keller Williams in Beverly Hills. How you doing, Ethan? I'm working for you, man. Just want you to know. All right. What do you have to say about this one, man?
Transitional pocket, newer house, maybe not as emotionally appealing. Some of the finishes are lesser desirable for the area, but good square footage.
Yeah.
And the area will continue to improve. Those are the most impressive agave plants that I've seen in the front neighborhood there.
Oh my
Looks
God.
like the pineapple. That thing is, that's
They
insane.
can start their own tequila factory.
I have some large agave plants, but man, those are some old plants. Usually, and I go off on tangents, usually they do not get that big. They will sprout and have that huge bloom and die way before they get that big. So I am impressed.
Just an observation. So this is by a brokerage called Open Door. They have an app. I'm sure they're very tech savvy and forward and all those great things, but really falls off on a couple things as being an agent. First off, the description. They labored over that, about one sentence and maybe 9 words.
No. Oh my gosh, Joe. I didn't
This
even
Los Angeles 2-story home offers granite countertops.
That's the entire description.
That's it.
Wow.
And, again, I'm guessing the gentleman is not a local agent. Maybe he folded a little too quickly here. He certainly didn't try selling it in the description.
Sure. Well, sometimes you get a deal and sometimes you get what you pay for. So it is a discount brokerage. I know they don't like being called that, but it's a lower rate and sometimes you just get lower service.
Yep. Okay. And then finally here we have 1539 Avalon Street. Let's take a look. Okay. Oh, this was interesting. Yeah, let's see. So, let's see. Oops. So 1539 Avalon Street, 2-bedroom, 1-bath, 1,154 square feet of living space, sold for a whopping $1,500,000. Lot size, 28,426 square feet. Wow.
That's the real value there.
Yeah. Days on market took 18. They started at $1,899,000. Originally, that home was built 1907. On the listing side, this was brought to us by Patrick Crane, Lorraine Getz, and on the buying side, Rosa Garcia. So, congrats to everyone.
Got it. So, subdivision or already multiple lots, or so there'll be a combination of, breaking it off and some development on that site for sure.
Got it. Now, hold on, man. I am looking, and it doesn't seem like we're getting the pictres. Hold on. My tech director just alerted me. Let's see how that works. Okay, well, there we go. Okay. There we go. Okay. So, great development deal. Good for them. All right, and now some interesting ones that we saw was, let's see, 1412 Waterloo Street. Oops, hold on here.
Sure, that one. We knew that listing. I think the buyer did well there. There's
Yeah.
some. It's a nicely designed house, and to get into that neighborhood with a finished house for $935 is a good price.
Yep.
There was some bathroom improvements that could happen, and there was no street parking. Probably the toughest thing with this house. But you have room in the front to put it in if you want it.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah, I'd call that a buyer win.
Let's see here. And what do you think with a couple improvements? This could have been. I know you were talking about the bathroom before. What do you think the value could have been?
I think there's going to be a cap. I think they can add some value by doing their own personal improvements on this property. You know, maybe the cap with no garage is going to be $1,050,000. Yeah, but you know, they could probably do 50,000 and pick up another 50 in value. That's nice going into a purchase, feeling that.
Yeah.
But then if you want to kick it up to another level, you know, if you want to get to the 1.2, 1.3 range, you've got to put a garage in.
Got it. Okay. All right. Seems everybody did well. The next one is, let's see here, 2238 Loma Vista Place. And this is the famous stair streets that we
Right.
started talking about.
Yeah. So comparing these two, I mean, there's one has no parking, one is no parking plus.
Yeah.
You have to go up many stairs to get to the structure. And this one in Loma Vista is 960 square feet. There are a lot of very charming homes on that stair street. But we've sold a couple, and it's a little harder to remodel, that's for sure. Mm-hmm. And everything is a little more expensive if you're lugging materials, not both up and down. You know, it's more of an effort to get your trash out as well.
Yeah.
But it's the great feeling up on this street is there really is like this sense of community.
Yeah.
It's not like people aren't getting in their car in their garage, you know, and driving away. You see your neighbors walking by in front of your house.
Yeah.
On a daily basis. So you get to know your neighbors, and that's a great thing about that street.
Well, like you said, if you're willing to change your car style a bit, this is a great price, $865,000 for your own freestanding home, not far from Silver Lake. It's good.
Yeah. No, what a great opportunity for millennial buyers. You know, you're young, you can take those stairs, get into a space that will keep you in shape at the same time.
All right, and then finally, we have 2856 Palma Drive. This listed at $949. It sold at $995. And I'm trying to remember why I picked this. Oh, I think it's a mid-century. That was it. And there's work to do here, but I thought it was a pretty good price for something like this. Let's see. Okay, 2856 Palmer Drive in Glassell Park, 2-bedroom, 3-bath, 1,950 square feet of living space, sold for $995,000 on a lot of 4,959. Days on market 14, and let's see, built 1956. Brought to us by Hilda Buskanian, excuse me, and let's see, on the buying side, Q Lee, Wani Kim, broker. So,
What an interesting property.
right?
Yeah. I pulled up the listing when it was previously sold for $665. That was the previous sale to this, but a lot of square footage for that price point with some architectural merit. So even if you're in for a little restoration project, it's just hard to find things with that many original details. So
Yeah.
great value there, and people really value that here. I don't know who the buyer is and what their plans are, but hopefully they're restoring it.
Yeah, I really hope so. Yeah. I mean, there's a good amount of work to do, but I think there's a lot you can preserve here as well. Right?
Yes.
Change the floors, you do some things to make it a little bit more modern, but yeah, please save it. Okay. All right. So, get out here. Next, we have new listings.
So we had
Yeah.
29 sold, and we have 43 new listings. You know, another good ratio on the active side, slight inventory increase again.
Right. Let's see. Okay. Where would you like to go, dear?
There's two great houses on Mitchell to Reno.
Okay.
It's such a great street. We didn't spend a lot of time on them. They're both in the 2.2 range. One's 2178, the other one's 2149. 1926 Mitchell to Reno and 1975.
1926. Go. Huh. Let's see. Oh, these are. Never mind. Hold on. So 1926, there it is. So this is a 3-bedroom, 4-bath, 2,294 square feet in Silver Lake. $2,178,000 as the active list price. It's on a 5,367 square foot lot, and we have an open house tomorrow, 12 to 2. Originally built 1938. Days on market so far is 6, and this is listed by Lauren Reichenberg over at Compass.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Nice listing. We were looking at a $2.2 million house on Mitchell to Reno last weekend, and it was more of a fixer.
Not like
same
this
price
at all.
range.
Yeah.
But you know, slightly bigger house with a pool, but it needed a lot of work. So this one's clean. It's got some nice finishes. It looks like it has a nice flow, open kitchen. Definitely had some remodeled spaces. Shows well. It'll sell fast.
Yeah. Right. And then the other one that you saw, let's see.
The other one's interesting. We got another 1980s, some design components here, man.
What's the number? Let's see.
1975.
Most 80s. $1,975 Michael Sereno Street, 3-bedroom, 3-bath, 1,772 square feet of living space, listed at $2,149,000, 5,434 square foot lot. Open house again tomorrow, 11 to 1, and this is days on market 4, and originally built in 1950. You see the mid-century in there for sure, and brought to us by Ryan Judd and Tracy Doe. What do you
Yeah.
have to say on this one?
You know, a little more of an eclectic design. It's gone through some remodeling stages. Yeah, the windows are 50s. The deck is a very interesting arched deck. Some circular components. circular seating, kind of some portholes on the deck. It's very interesting. It's charming, I think, from an architectural perspective. This one's going to attract some people in a big way that might be willing to pay more for it, but a very high cost per square foot.
Yeah, I remember, I think they used to have chickens underneath. I don't know if those chickens are still there, but God, it's too bad they couldn't have maybe changed the paint, but it's
Yeah,
a project for
okay.
somebody. Yeah. All right. There. So what else do you see?
Maybe 1937 Lemoyne in Echo Park.
There it is. Okay. "1937 Lemoyne Street, Echo Park, 2-bedroom, 2-bath, 1,762 square feet of living space, listed at $1,349,000, lot size 8,543. Let's see, built 1929, and days on market so far 7. Brought to us by Lauren Reichenberg. Congrats,
Yeah.
Lauren Reichenberg.
Sure, she's been around for a long time. Probably about the same length of time I've been in the business. And I think she still lives in the area. Great house, very solid house. Big, huge patio in the back, very large lot. Those lots on Lemoyne are huge, somewhere between 8 to 10,000 square feet typically. So not only have they extended a big deck out, but they also have room to do things at the bottom if you choose to. The house just shows really well. I mean, I think the least impressive thing, and it's why it's photo number 47 of 48, is the street view. It's the only place I would have liked to see them put a little more energy. They put up a fence that looks a little awkward, probably to create some privacy, but it just doesn't show well. But that's an easy fix.
We're just getting to 46.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah. A lot to be revealed, yeah, once you get past that.
Right. Yeah, I've driven and walked by this house many times.
Yeah.
And seeing it from the outside, I was not impressed with it. But the photos on the inside look fantastic.
All right. Well, this is going to be another good one. And I think fairly well priced.
I do
Go
too.
up.
Yeah, it's 1,760 square feet. I could see this one going up to 1,516 range.
Yep. All right. Hey. Okay.
Want to look at a little mini house on Portia, another one in Echo Park.
Okay. Porsche.
Oh,
There it is.
oh man, that's a project. And it looks like you might not have any land.
So 1447 Porsche Echo Park, 2-bedroom, 1-bath, a whopping 644 square feet of living space, 784,000. It is on a 2,000 square foot lot. Days on market 7. Built 1923. Oh yeah.
Yeah, it's a project, man. Although I've seen
Gerald.
I've seen some architects come in and just people with a good sense and do some amazing things with these small lots in Echo Park. Like you can go 2 stories on this. So I know it's a small lot, but it can become 1,200, 1,300 square feet. So there's things that can be done, and at this price point, it offers some opportunities to add some improvements.
Okay. What else do you see out there? I was going to mention it before, and it's sitting here. 2522 Griffith Park Boulevard, still there. Took it off the market and put it back on for a fresh 4 days on the market. So,
25. Oh, there it is. Sure.
yeah.
Yeah, that taking off and putting back on is an interesting process. It works often. Yeah, well, see what happens. It seems appropriately priced for that area and square footage. So it makes me wonder.
Yeah.
Oak Glen. Sure, we sold a house there
Yeah.
last year. This might be the one next door to it. It is the one next door to it.
Okay. Bear with.
2220 Oak Glen.
Okay. 2220 Oak Glen Place, 2-bedroom, 1-bath, 1,020 square feet, $1.2 million. It's on a 6,396 square foot lot. And let's see, days on market 5, original build 1927. And this is Marina Leon, First Team Real Estate. I'm trying to remember where this house is. Is this across the street or it's right next
No,
door?
next door.
It is.
It's immediately next door to the, if you're
Oh,
up the street to
yeah.
the left.
Yeah. Got it.
So it's got a lot of land behind it. The property we sold did too, but it had trees and it was a little more sloped. Yeah, you know, the colors, I don't know if it's the tone in the photos, but it kind of looks a little off on the color. I must say though, I want to get a hold of that kitchen designer who put the refrigerator in the middle of the kitchen between two windows. I want to see what other ideas he can come up with for me. I've never seen that.
Well, overall, it looks like they have eclectic color choices as well. So,
Yeah, it looks like a very solid house. It's a nice neighborhood.
yeah.
It
Just
does.
needs some updating.
Yeah, it needs some color, a little more balanced on the inside, but it looks to be in very good condition with some nice architectural features.
Yeah.
I think they're kind of being lost in the furniture and the color palette. But a buyer will see through it, you know, with a good agent and see what it can become very quickly, as long as the systems are as good as they look in the photos.
Okay. That's a good one. I mean, as usual, maybe not so much now, but it's certainly a local's shortcut.
It is,
I
yeah.
don't know if that's much of an issue nowadays, though.
Well, it'll become an issue again. It's a cut through between Glendale and coming into the back hills of Silver Lake and Echo Park. And God, with Waze, if it's a shortcut, it's a shortcut for everyone. Let's look at 503 Oleander. Get out of Echo Park, Silver Lake for a little bit here.
503, there it is. Okay. Is it a project? Is it-
It's a good price. It's almost 1,200 square feet for 900,000, 3-bedroom, 1-bath.
Yeah.
That is a colorful kitchen.
7. Not a big lot. 3,000. Days on market 3. Built in 1921. This is brought to us by Maribel Munoz at Remax Tri-City. So what would you do here? Other than throw out all the furniture.
So as you continue to go through it, you get to the end and there's some unfinished basement area.
Mm-hmm. Oh, here we are. I see it.
A lot of it. Oh, it's an unfinished house. It's a carport. Yeah, so this is a partial project.
Got it.
Assuming that's...
Yeah.
It's funny. And those photos are clearly unfinished, but I'm not sure if it's kind of a before and after or.
Yeah. Right. Is it permitted? Is that just basement?
Right.
space?
Maybe it's basement stuff they're working on. Yeah. So this could be a cash only purchase. If that's the condition and they're open studs, it's cash only.
Let's see if it says that.
They don't put that. It never does me. Gosh.
Yeah.
It gets buyers, raises hopes for a lot of buyers, sadly, when they don't point it out. But anytime you have things that are that unfinished, that obviously unfinished, a lender won't lend on it. It has to be finished.
Yeah. Okay.
Well, maybe we finish off here on Montecito Drive. There's been some good sales on Montecito Drive, and this is, approaching 1.6 million.
Uh-oh. Uh-oh.
What?
I don't know. Is this real? Is this going to be good? Let's see. That looks good.
Yeah, the back photo's fantastic.
Yeah, this is pushing it, I think, right? So, 1166 Montecito Drive, Montecito Heights, 2-bedroom, 4-bath, 2,316 square feet, 1,595,000 on a 7,666 square foot lot. Let's see, open house tomorrow, 11 to 2, and then I believe that is Thursday, 11 to 2. Days on market 3. And 1981 was the build, and brought to us by Regina Vanicola and Austin Brash.
So we were watching this house being remodeled while we were selling on the 1100 block of Montecito there. It was diagonal from us in that valley.
Right, and I think this took a while, right? This was a long project.
Oh, they did a lot of work here. I mean, look at, I'm looking at photo 49, but they put caissons in to support that deck, to put the pool in, and the little kind of studio workspace along with it, or small pool house. They put a lot of money into that deck, but it gave them an outdoor yard, and that's often the issue with these homes in Montecito Heights, is that those hills are so steep, it's just patio living. You can't get out to the yard. They created yard here, so good for them. This neighborhood, which I believe it will, stays in this price range, you'll start seeing more of this.
Right. Wow. Well, I know we'll be eagerly watching this.
Sure.
Good Lord. Okay, well, let me get out of here. Let's see. Move that. So, Darren, any parting words?
Yeah. So, good for them wanting to jump ahead of the curve.
Yeah.
I think there's been an issue for probably more than a decade for people of that age trying to buy into this difficult real estate market, cost of living going up, specifically in Los Angeles, which is the market that we know. The next generation has kind of seen it, and they're like, I'm not going to let that happen to me. I'm going to gain some early stability, and for that matter, good for them, making the sacrifices early. So, and they make up, as that video said, almost 80% of the first-time home buyers in the market right now.
Wow.
It's a tremendous amount. So, I mean, I don't think a lot of them are as young as this couple, that they, 26 and 29, a lawyer and a tech person, well-educated and good professions. When you get that combo, that's when you can really get in early and purchase something of more buying power.
And this is a perfect lead-in to something I forgot to talk about. But if you are saving, you can save by renting at our loft for lease. Right?
Sure.
So we have a loft for lease. A client of ours just opened up, and it's $2,200 per month. Great building, great location, good access to a lot of different places between downtown, Silver Lake, Echo Park, and so on. But yeah, keep that in mind. You can go to urbanhillsides.com and you can see the pictures there. Let us know if you'd like to see it. All right?
Sure.
Okay, guys, have a great one. We'll see you next week. Be productive, be happy. Take care. Bye.
Bye.